Yo, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to be teaching you one of the best card tricks in the entire world. The best part is it's super easy to learn and I guarantee you it'll fool anybody. And that card trick is known as the Biddle trick. So make sure that you smash like if you haven't already and subscribe. And without any further ado, let me show you what the trick looks like. Alright, so here we are with the trick, and for this you can shuffle the cards up as much as you need. I'm then going to have my spectator look at a card as I riffle through like this. I'm just going to riffle along. They can say stop right here. Remember this card and don't forget it. Now at this stage here, I would then give this deck to my spectator to shuffle the cards. They can shuffle as much as they want until their little hearts are all content. Shuffle, shuffle. And then once they hand it back to me, I'm just going to make a few random predictions here, okay? I think you got to give me a few chances because this is very difficult to figure out what your card is after both you and I have shuffled it. So we're going to go through and I make a few guesses, at least 5 guesses. Yes, these ones. All right, so here it is. I have a pile of cards, 5 cards to be precise. And all you have to do is if you could hold onto this pile, I'll ask them to hold onto the pile. We have here, don't tell me what your card is, but these are the ones that I thought your card might be. The 2 of Hearts, the Jack of Spades, the 3 of Diamonds, the King of Clubs, and the 6 of Clubs. Now, if you saw your card amongst it, all you have to do now is pay close attention, all right? Watch. 5 cards. We're going to mix these up. Mix these cards up like this. And then I'm going to take one random card. Watch close. As I take the card, I cover it with my hand and with a rub. Hang on a second, you gotta get the rub just right. Alright, look, you get the rub just right, and then look. It's gone, baby. And that means that we now only have 4 cards remaining. Now watch close because you can see the Jack of Spades, the 2 of Hearts, the 6 of Clubs, and the King of Clubs are the only cards left, which means that your card was the 3 of Diamonds. And to make sure that we got it right, it was the only card that would appear in your hands facing the opposite direction. The 3 of Diamonds. How sick was that? And I'm going to teach you the entire routine. Some parts are optional. You don't have to do the card vanish the way that I did. You don't have to do it at all, in fact. You can just like flick the cards and then it appears in the deck. Whatever, it's a whole thing. So grab a deck of cards and let's begin with the tutorial. So to teach this, I'm going to break it up into a few parts. First is the peek. How we're going to look at the card that they picked without them knowing that we looked. Second is the load. That's us putting the card in the center of the deck. And last is the fancy vanish that I use to have the card seemingly disappear and reappear in the deck. Right, so let's get started with the peek. So for the selection, I held the deck like this and I just riffled along with my finger. Once they looked at a card, I was able to discern what that card was without ever actually like cheat. Like it looks fair. It's crazy, man. So it goes like this. I'm gonna pinch the deck like this. I'm holding it with my thumb on the corner edge like this, and then I'm going to use my finger to kind of drag along like this. Now when you hold the deck like this, it'll naturally bevel like this. Now a bevel is when the deck kind of like, you can see the cards aren't perfectly aligned. And this makes it easier for me to just drag my finger along. Once they say stop, right? I try to go towards the middle so I don't cover the indices. Once they say stop, I tell them to look at this. I put my pinky here to like seemingly open it up more. So I'm just reaching around with my pinky to open it up more so they can see. And then I just riffle off like this, but my pinky is holding where their card was. From here, I'm going to then turn the packet over like this. So my pinky is holding it separate and I'm just kind of like turning it like so. And in the natural action, now I'm doing this slow and it's kind of difficult, but in the natural action of like doing this, the pinky is going to push the cards with your card above it like this. So it creates like a natural separation. So I can actually just see their card clear as day like this, yeah? But in a single motion, it's like I get a card selected, I dig the pinky in, I riffle off, I then turn the cards over as if I'm going to give it to them, but I can just see that card perfectly. And I go, can you shuffle cards? And I'm just handing it to them. You know, it just looks really fair. It's just like, bang, remember this card here? Perfect. Can you actually shuffle cards at all? So in a single motion, it looks like this. We get a card selected at random. I'm just going to present it to them to shuffle the cards like this. I'm just looking directly at their card, but they don't know that. They just think I'm handing them the deck. Once they grab it, it'll all close up and they can start shuffling until their heart's content. Let me show you from the back angle. All right, so I've got the deck pinched like so. I'm gonna reach here, I'm gonna pull back until they say stop. I dig the pinky under, and then I'm going to just turn the deck, I'm just guiding it over like this, and I can just see their card right here. You see that? I know it seems a little bit complicated, but it's not as hard as you would think. Now that you've mastered the art of the peek, it's time for the deck load. Now the deck load is like one of the most integral parts of the trick, but it's super easy to do. It's ridiculous, in fact. So after you get your peek on a card, in this case the 3 of diamonds, you get your peek, you present it to them and they shuffle it, you're then just going to go through the deck and you're just looking for their card, but on the way, you're going to grab 2 random cards, and then you grab their card, whatever their card is, 3 of diamonds, and then you grab 2 more random cards, because you want their card to be in the middle of the 5. From here, you're going to take those, you just place them on the top of the deck, and you just ask them, do you mind if you hold half the cards? Just tell them to hold it like this. And you're just going to place this in their hand, and then be like, I want you to just look at these cards, but don't tell me which one is yours, just tell me if you saw your card amongst it. Also, tell them to wait till the end, because sometimes they'll just be like, yeah, that's my card, but you don't want them to reveal what their card is before the trick ends. You're going to go through, you go the 9 of spades, the king of diamonds, and then on the 3 of diamonds, queen of spades, 9 of hearts. That's the load. Like, I've already loaded the card right there. Like, now to do this, all you have to do is as you're gonna hold the deck like this, okay? I'm pinching it between my thumb and middle finger right here. The bird of knowledge. Thumb and middle finger. And with the pad of this thumb, I'm gonna just place it on the top, slide the card off and into this hand. That's it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that with the next one. And then with their card, whatever that card is, their card, I'm going to put my pinky here. I'm going to slide it off, but it's going to be held separate from the rest of them with my pinky, like this. And then as I come back to grab the king, the 3 is going to be recollected on the bottom as I slide the king off. And you just continue like that. And now the card is loaded, you're just going to place it in their hand with the rest of the cards. It really is that easy. So to speed, you give them half the deck, and you're just going to go, don't tell me which one's your card, blah, blah, blah. You're just going to go 9 of spades, king of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, queen of spades, 9 of hearts. Put the rest in their hand. You've done it. You've already done the load. It's that simple. And now that you've learnt the majority of the trick, it's time to learn the vanish. Now this part of the trick is completely optional, but once you've got the card in the middle of the deck and you're left with these 4, they'll still think that you have 5 cards here. So I like to take them and I give them a mix like this, right? You just mix them up, and then you're going to take one of the cards and I'm just going to have it disappear like that. Now it's a nice visual, and then when it reappears in the center of the deck, it's always like a killer moment. Now you don't have to do that. Since you already have just 4 cards here, you can just say to them, you can take the cards and you can do a fake count like this, right? Where you're just gonna take the first one. It's similar to when you loaded it on the deck. You just take the first one, load it on the bottom, take the next one, and then you count 5. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can be like, one of them disappeared. Done. But me personally, I like the visual aspect. So what you're going to do this is you're going to hold 3 in this hand, 1 here. You're going to grip it like this. You can see I've got 3 fingers along the edge, pointer at the front, thumb along this edge here. And this card's just going to go plunk right in on this angle about the middle. And then the thumb's going to hold the corner like this. Yeah? And the only thing you have to do is this. That's it. That's all you've got to do. So you're going to place it on the table. Your hand is going to cover, but I keep the fingers open. And then as I close the fingers, I pull this in, right? But it happens in a single motion. So it's like, bam. So you're holding on an angle out like this. Come in, close the fingers, pull that card in, and kind of like, as you do it, you're going to turn the hand down as like you're placing them to the side. So they're not important anymore. So in a single motion, it's like bang, cards go down, bam, card is gone. All right, so at this stage here, you've got all the tools for a miracle. And so now we're just going to do the entire routine. Because you and me, we're bros now. You know how the trick works. You know all the mechanics. Now all we need to do is put it together in a nice cohesive routine. All right, so all together it goes like this. You're going to get your spectator to choose a card, riffle along, pull open with the pinky, close off, turn it up, okay, and then grab it with the other hand so that you can take a look at what their card is, right? In this case, the 3 of spades. And you're doing this as you hand it to them to shuffle. They're going to mix this up, and then you're going to take the cards back and go, I'm going to try and guess what your card is, but give me a few tries. So we're going to take out 2 random cards, and then find their card in the middle, and then 2 more random cards, yeah? Now those go on the top, and just say, could you put your hands together like a table for me? I'm just going to give you half the deck. Now don't tell me what your card is, but just let me know at the end, after I show you them all, if you saw your card here. So you go Queen of Clubs. It's good to name them off. Queen of Clubs, 7 of Spades, 3 of Spades, 5 of Spades, 6 of Spades. Just dump the rest of the cards in their hand. Did you see your card here? They'll say yes, of course. Now from here, take the packet. You can do the false count if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to shuffle these up and say, I'm going to take a random one of these cards and make it disappear. I take the card like this. I perform the vanish. Now I like to pretend to fail the vanish the first time. So I actually just put the card under my hand and then I go, oh, it's still there. And then I do the vanish for real. I snap the fingers, it's gone. Now, if you don't have a table, you can just do it on your knee. Just bring your knee up and do it on your knee. And then from there, you can tell them to spread through the cards and see that their card is the only one that's face down, because you get this nice moment where you can go, look, there's only 4 cards left and your card is not amongst it. Then you tell them to spread through, and they'll just sort of thumb through, and they'll see that in the middle of the deck, there's only 1 card facing the opposite direction, and that is their card. And this trick, to this day, is one of the best tricks ever printed. And boom, baby, you just learned a piece of history right there. That right there was published in 1947. That's Elmer Biddle. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys use it, because I still use it. Anyway, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, okay?
Call me Bucky, lucky that I'm innocent. If I didn't have no mobiles, I'd be menacing.